Okay.
Which is easy.
Okay. So he's swinging in for a lot now with an Ornithopter. The previous turn, whenever we were down for a second, Patrick played a Mind Spring, which is X blue blue, draw X cards. Just played it to draw 1 to try to do something at least. Garrett got taken out, so that's putting us back down on mana on that side. And he drew another Garrick, so at least we can come back a little bit here. Okay, so we're at 4. I think I saw a for C in Patrick's hand.
And we're back on Facebook. All right, we're back on Facebook. What's going on here? What did I miss?
Patrick drew 1 off of a Mind Spring. Got his Garrett killed by an Ornithopter with a cranial plating, and then Patrick played another Garrett the next turn, and now we've got Kiora out there as well. So we do have some mana, but we've got a couple of creatures that can swing in to try to kill those planeswalkers. This is one of those cases where Garrick is going to be better than Kiora, because Garrick untaps 2 lands, Kiora untaps a land and a creature.
Mm-hmm.
And not nearly as good if you don't have a creature out to untap. I suppose he could untap Brady's creatures if he felt so inclined. Yes, it is the colorless boys again.
Hey, and 1 blue boy. And I guess there's a black boy. There'd be a Vault Scourge out there. But let's be real. I know, Kevin. Let's be real here. Nobody ever pays that mana. What are you, 8th in middle school?
No, laughing about something else. But yes, my sense of humor
Affinity
is about
is
middle school level.
What is Affinity? A boy band? I don't know if I'd call them a boy band. I'd say they're a metal band.
Oh!
But tis. Oh.
And just like that, that's the last time I streamed with Wyatt ever.
And just like that, I don't have any friends anymore.
That sounds like the kind of joke my wife would make.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Double trouble. There's 2 cranial
Yikes.
platings.
That's
Pat, you're dead. I'm sorry, homie, but...
I expected this whenever I looked at both of their hands before the start, and I knew we were going to be in a rough spot.
Matt, if you want to stream, if you want to come up here and stream with me one night, that would be cool. You should do it. That'd be gas.
Yeah, thankfully you can't be too nervous about streaming here whenever you've got like 3 people watching you.
Yeah. And you're up in the booth with me.
Although we did get up to like 6 whenever I was with Dennis. I think our highest was like 6 or so.
The most I've ever had, we had like 20 the first time I streamed. And it was during States, like the first time they did a streaming thing.
Yeah.
And they did the West Virginia TCG States. And they put me and Mitch up here on the standard portion, and neither of us knew anything about standard. And like
terrible commentary.
There'd be times where like somebody would play a card and we're like, that just did this. We don't know what card that is though. And then we managed to make it through it. The worst thing was whenever it was like 7 rounds and top 8, so 10 rounds of Magic we had to commentate on. And for those who don't know, the booth up here has terrible ventilation and air conditioning.
Yeah.
So if you do 10 rounds, keep in mind it was more enclosed at the time too. The way it was set up then, when you came up, everything was facing this way, and there was a curtain behind you, so you're just trapped in this like.
Oh yeah, it's already super hot up here.
It's not much, but the curtain just held in the hot air, and like me and Mitch were just dying.
And it's even hotter up here today though because of these 2 hot boys commentating right now.
Oh baby, this guy. I don't even have my mixtape playing yet. I need to get. I am gonna turn that fan on soon. I'm gonna turn that fan on. I'll be right back.
That's a good idea.
I just missed it earlier.
Whoop! Forgot to turn my phone down.
Well,
Oops, wrong button.
So it's, while I'm there, I might as well turn the light on, even if it doesn't matter when you got the face cam.
I wish we did, though, because you'd be able to see a couple of fine-looking young men. Well, at least one fine-looking young man. I feel like I'm getting old.
Oh, I was gonna leave it as, oh, that's just you. I'm just here.
No.
But as our players are shuffled up, they're ready for game 2.
I think Patrick is mulliganing now. I wasn't paying super close attention.
Brady
Okay, it looks like-
mulliganed
okay.
as well.
Typically, tooth and nail mulligans pretty well.
Affinity really doesn't mulligan bad either.
Yeah.
You only need one card that is high impact for the game, really. Like, find cranial plating, you're fine.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's got Creeping Corrosion in his hand, but I also saw an Emrakul.
Kept it. Looked at the top card and he goes, man, I don't want that. Get it out of here.
But he's got a Utopia Sprawl, looks like a couple of lands. Abundant Growth is a mana fixing card that also draws you a card. And funny thing about it, you can enchant fetch lands to make them tap for a mana, so you can save that one life if you want to.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said funny enough, I felt like doing like a really loud, sarcastic laugh. And then it's like, yeah, it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, speaking of young people, we're apparently both middle school kids. Alright, so we've got the Utopia Sprawl.
On Brady's side, we have an Inkmoth Nexus, a Dark Steel Citadel, Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, tap for 1, play another Springleaf Drum. Are those mismatched Springleafs?
Yes, I believe so.
My boy, what are you doing?
Alright, so
Turn Utopia Sprawl, turn 2 Voyaging Satyr.
4 mana going in. Even
no.
with only 1 land, we've got
no.
4 mana.
We have a Cranial Plating coming down and getting equipped on this turn, though.
But we can get rid of it next turn.
My boy.
Hopefully.
Yeah, should be able to get rid of it.
Because I'm pretty sure that I saw a Creeping Corrosion in there in his hand, and I'm sure he brought it in.
There's the Cranial Plating.
Ooh.
I don't see a reason to not equip. You're sitting with 2 Glintleaf Cranes in your hand. You could just equip it to the Ornithopter right now. Use the Ornithopter to tap for 1 mana off the Springleaf Drum and slap that boy on there.
Yeah.
Slap it on in there.
Okay, what is that? An Overgrowth, Abundant Growth, Creeping Corrosion,
Ewit.
Eternal Witness, and Emrakul?
And
I think he has a Tooth and Nail?
was that Kiora? Like, nope, it wasn't. Okay.
I think it's Tooth and Nail.
Okay.
He's got to get some mana going, though.
Let's see. Well, it's hard to do that with 1 land, but he's got the Creeping Corrosion. Creeping Corrosion destroys all artifacts, right?
Correct. And it doesn't hit enchantments. He can... Okay, he's going to go for E-Witness to get back the land. So he's got some more mana, and then he can play the Abundant Growth draw card.
Gross. Okay.
It's much easier to do commentary on decks that you play. So
Yeah.
like I know the deck intimately.
I knew elves inside and out. Affinity, I can get through.
I haven't played against it a ton, but it's not. I mean, there's a lot of pretty well-known cards. Yep. So there we go. We got the Abundant Growth. I did not see what he drew off of it.
I mean, really, the only worst case scenario here is alright, that's an Overseer.
I really would love to see him rip a Nykthos off the top
Okay.
because we've got all the devotion right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Nykthos would be. Oh my gosh.
What is going on, guys? Jeez, like an earthquake.
Oh no, somebody. That's not them. Somebody decided to step up around our camera and like.
Those monsters. I will be right back.
All right, it needs to be turned towards Brady.
Towards Brady and yell at the person who
I don't even know what's going on here. Alright, we have Garrick coming down, untapping some lands. Oh man, we're getting back. That's good enough for now. We'll we'll work with it. Alright.
It was our first round player, Michael Reynolds, and I gave him a good solid beating.
Good.
So,
Just like Shane did.
very, very mean. Very mean. As was that creeping corrosion, which I got to see in person firsthand, and I love it so much.
Getting that land was important, but like it would have been awesome too to get like just save up the Ewit to be able to get the creeping corrosion back.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're good here for Tooth and Nail, if that was what was in his hand. Which I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. My man.
My man. You know what I'm talking about.
This is the best day of my life. Even though it's not me playing the deck, he's now got a land that taps for 6. What? Why did he not kill him?
You know.
He has Emrakul in hand.
You know, this and that. Maybe the situation wasn't right. Maybe he couldn't get to the 9 mana to entwine it. Maybe.
He could have gotten he had untapped 8 mana. So he could have Tooth and Nail Emrakul. And then you've got Emrakul.
Well, maybe.
I mean, he's probably still fine here.
Oh, are those abundant growths on there? Those might just be extra abundant growths, not a Utopia Sprawl.
No, it's not Utopia Sprawl. I think it's Overgrowth.
Oh, yeah, that could be it. He maybe just wanted to hardcast this Emrakul and take more turns.
I guess that's reasonable, but I'm happy. I told Patrick I've never.
Wait, who even won game 1?
Are we on game 2?
Yeah, because they had creeping corrosion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who won game 1? I didn't pay attention.
How did we get lost in that?
It looks like they're shuffling up for game 3, so
I'm gonna assume based on my previous experiences, I assume that he lost to Affinity.
Yeah, I also realized we were at negative 14 minutes. I never started the timer, so we should be. I don't even know where.
Sorry, guys, we're not super pros.
Nah.
Maybe if Matt will come up and stream, he can teach us something.
Maybe, Matt. That's your calling, my guy. Also, we haven't streamed in like a month now, so like this is our first week back.
Yeah, and this is only my second time ever.
All right, I can't say anything because like I've streamed a few times.
Yeah.
At the store and on my own personal stuff.
Yeah. Old roast beef slim.
Old roast beef slim.
Oh, we got a Blood Moon, Overgrowth.
I don't like Blood Moon in this match that much.
Yeah, I normally don't bring it in either because I feel like, a lot of people think that Blood Moon hurts Tooth and Nail, like my Tooth and Nail deck, and it really doesn't.
Because most of your stuff's a force.
The biggest thing it does is hurt for Nykthos. But against Affinity, like, it can be good. He may have also just sided in like 1. I have 3 in my sideboard. I definitely wouldn't bring in, like, I'm going to bring in all 3 against like Abzan, but not against
like Abzan, Jund.
Yeah.
Even Jund's okay sometimes. It's not super great. Tron.
Yeah.
Although I don't hate the Blood Moon against Infect, though.
Okay, it looks like we got a couple Utopia Sprawls there and Abundant Growth.
Alright, and we have a regular Vault Scourge. A Utopia Sprawl onto a forest.
Okay, he drew another land. I think if you do only have 1 land, sometimes it is right to go green on the Utopia Sprawl.
Okay.
so that you can play 2 1-drops
On turn 2.
on turn 2. Because you've got, he had an abundant growth, so he's still going to be able to get his blue mana off of that.
All right. Well, we have turn 2 cranial plating.
So
Disgusting.
that's fine.
Disgusting. And let me go back to scoreboard because we're tied up at 19 all. Unless you just fetch. All right, we're at 18 to 19. And overgrowth.
At least you don't really have to worry about stacking the enchantments up in this matchup. Because sometimes you definitely got to spread those enchantments out.
Oh, for land destruction.
Yeah.
Is this a blink moth or an ink moth? I think it's an ink moth. It is an ink moth nexus coming down. Cannot attack yet. Oh, we have plating number 2.
I just puked on the table a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a worm coil or a vault scourge? I can't tell the difference.
Thankfully, a good thing about Tooth and Nail is as long as they're below 30, and even sometimes if they're over 30, but if they're below 30, they probably are dead. Vault Scourge can be a blocker. I mean, right now he's got 7 permanents, and I mean, if you leave Vault Scourge alive after an Emrakul attack and then block, then you still have an empty board, so not a very good spot to be in. Oh yeah, my man, putting the abundant growth onto the fetch land.
Oh baby.
Keep that 1 life. 1 life can
matter
relevant.
here because this cranial plating is going to move over and it's going to be 5 artifacts, so it's going to be 11 damage actually. If Brady sees the line of activate my Inkmoth Nexus and turn it into a dude.
And Foresee is a Scry 4, draw 2.
If Brady sees the line though of activate Inkmoth Nexus, it'll make it 13 damage instead though.
And he's played this deck a good bit. Brady's a pretty good player.
So I don't expect him to miss that, but never know. Although he does have a Signal Pest in hand, so like that's 13 as it stands. Like move the cranial plating over, drop Signal Pest, that's 13.
Unfortunate.
Although
But not unexpected.
I think you want to split the damage out though, but one of the cranial platings on your Ornithopter too. It's just good practice. Yep.
He's got it.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he wants to get real tricky, he can drop this Signal Pest, activate both Inkmoth and Blinkmoth Nexus, and then have 3 more artifacts. Okay, or he does it that way. There we go.
Sad, but not unexpected. Affinity is a hard matchup for Tooth and Nail because it kind of does what Tooth and Nail does, just often faster.
Yeah. Affinity really doesn't give you any time to dirtle around. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, to be fair though, usually the first 3 turns of Tooth and Nail dirtles a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
don't kill my stuff and I'll probably kill you on turn 4 or something like that. Turn 3, turn 4. But if they're, like, have the ability to disrupt you even a little bit and put pressure on the entire time, makes it real hard, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, he can kill the Planeswalkers, and that's a big, like, if you can take out the Planeswalkers, then that can be real backbreaking.
Yep. But we're going to head down, I think.
Yep.
Get ready for round 3, because our rounds just be trucking along.